Welcome to MSC TV. Now guys, I hope you're all keeping safe and well, and I hope all your family, friends and loved ones are also keeping safe and well. This is a really uncertain time, an unprecedented time. It's really difficult for everyone. So I just all hope that you're looking after your loved ones and you're staying safe. Now guys, I said that I will try to upload as many videos as I can during this time. Obviously the uploads are quite spontaneous and random. I don't even know when I'm always going to upload. But yeah, I'm going to try and upload as much as I can. So I'm back with another video now. I am uploading onto my social media like when I'm uploading videos, and because some of them are interactive like Q&As. I am going to be doing a Q&A in the next few days, and I'm also going to be recording another video. So that's why I'm trying to like upload onto social media when I am doing videos, so you guys can keep up to date and also get involved. Now guys, this video is about if the season should be cancelled or not. Now I've kind of waited to do this video. I've waited like 2 or 3 weeks because I didn't want to rush into it, because this is a really controversial matter. Everyone has a different opinions on it. News has been changing and breaking each day in regards to the football season as the situation obviously develops. Because obviously it was said that it might be resumed in so-and-so month, and obviously it keeps changing. So I wanted to sit down and take this chance now with some of the information I've heard from the news, etc., to just give you my opinion. And obviously my opinion might change in a few days or a week if new news breaks. But I just want to say as now, but guys, as I said, it will be a controversial situation to talk about, and it might be a bit all over the place, this video, because there's lots of factors to discuss. But first thing I'm going to ask you guys watching this video, do you think the season should be cancelled or not? Make sure to comment down below. But yeah, get involved. Like, this is a really controversial subject and I want to hear what you guys have to say. But yeah, so I will answer the question first, but you guys will have to listen to my opinion backing it up, because obviously I don't want people to just automatically say, why are you saying that? So do I think the season should be cancelled or not? I personally don't think this season should be cancelled. That's my opinion. Some people might disagree with it, but I don't think the season should be cancelled. Now I'm going to go into that now and discuss the different factors with you. So first things first, this is an unprecedented time. Allowances do need to be made, but there is financial circumstances in these factors. And I guess that does, well, it doesn't necessarily change my opinion, but obviously everything adds up to make your opinion. So first things first, obviously TV companies need paid and they are contracted until the end of the season. And that is the controversial matter in all this. Allowances do need to be made, but the TV companies are contracted until the end of the season, which does pretty much mean the season does need to be finished. Now, if the season was cancelled now, clubs would be in financial struggles. The financial circumstances with clubs is a massive issue in all of this, because the contract needs to be fulfilled. So if these TV companies don't get the money, teams are going to be in trouble pretty much. Now this all comes into the situation of health and safety. The game should only be started again when it's safe to do so, and that's just an obvious, and there will be only when it's safe. And us fans can't be selfish. Obviously football's our lives, we all can't wait for it to come back, but it shouldn't be it shouldn't be rushed. This situation can't be rushed. And as I said, it's a situation people can't be selfish about, because yeah, we all want our beloved game back. It's one thing that gets us through each week, most of us, but this situation can't be rushed. Who knows when the Premier League's going to return? It could even be November, December 2020, or it might even be January 2021. No one knows. But this situation can't be rushed. And then people are saying, well, should the Premier League, when it is safe to do so, be put behind closed doors? But if the Premier League is back when it's safe to do so, surely fans can be allowed back in the stadiums, because it's got to be that at such a safe level that everyone's allowed to be back. Now, what I mean by that is, if you think about a game behind closed doors, you're not just going to have the players on the pitch, you're going to have the cameraman in there televising the game, because obviously the games would have to be televised. You've got the players on the pitch, you've got the referee, you've got the cameraman or camera woman, you've got all the staff at the teams there, you've got the medical staff. There's so many factors in this situation. So if games were behind closed doors, then there's going to be a lot of people in that space anyways. And a lot of players and managerial staff have come out and said that they wouldn't want games to be behind closed doors. And when the coronavirus was obviously developing, for example, there was games behind closed doors in different countries, and games were starting to become behind closed doors, but then it was just fully cancelled. But it was talks of games being behind closed doors, like the Bayern Munich and Chelsea game is going to be behind closed doors. Fans and staff fans have also raised it, but obviously players and team staff have come out and said they didn't want games behind closed doors. So I'm sure that players and fans and managerial staff won't want games behind closed doors. So they've got to be fair in that situation. And I personally feel like they'll have to wait until fans are allowed back in grounds. And also that's a financial circumstance within itself. Obviously the teams need the money, so they're going to want the fans in the stadium. So I feel like they're going to have to wait until it's safe to do so to bring fans back into the stadium and the players back on the pitch, because these social distancing measures are in place. It's not a joke, they're in place for a reason, to keep everyone safe. So players can't just go around running on a football pitch. So you'd have to wait until fans were surely allowed back in the stadium. You can't put things behind closed doors. And obviously it wouldn't really be fair on the fans either. I would be devastated if games were behind closed doors. And they can only do all of this when it's safe to do so. And that will be a long time off. And I'm sure everyone knows that. That's the reality of it. Now, obviously the issue is though, when football does come back, when will that be? That's the whole issue with it. Now, obviously, the new season would be set to start in August, but say football is safe to play in August and safe to do so, how do players get eased back into it? There won't be a pre-season. What about if there's not time for that? Also, it has been said that players are on strict training programmes at home, but they're still not. Yeah, they're in at home, but that's not out on a football pitch. That's not being surrounded by the teammates. Football's a team game. So again, that's a situation within itself. That's a factor. Yeah, players might be personally fit and sticking to the training programmes, but they're still not playing with the teammates. And obviously football's a team game, so that's an issue. But when football does come back, players need to have had some time to ease back into it, because they might be unfit, the performance levels won't be up there like it was. It's not, when they resume the season, there's going to have to be, if they do, there's going to have to be a certain amount of months where players are back together and are fit and safe to go back into training before the season does start again, or even if a new season started again. Now, this is the controversial point I'm about to make. I personally feel like the season needs to resume and start again. They need to finish it, because it all comes controversial about who's getting relegated, who's coming up, and who wins the league. That is the situation. I personally don't believe that it would be morally correct for Liverpool to win the title, because the Premier League rules state, obviously, as I said, there needs to be allowances made. This is an unprecedented time, but I don't think it's morally correct for Liverpool just to be handed the trophy, for the teams in the bottom three just to be relegated, and for the teams at the top in the championship just to be promoted. I don't think that's morally correct. I think every game has to be played for them decisions to be made, for it to be fair and correct, in my personal opinion. Because obviously the Premier League rules are you have to play every game to win the league. That is the rules of the Premier League. Obviously, as I said, allowances do need to be made. This is an unprecedented time, but that is a rule. Every game needs to be played. I don't think it would be morally correct if Liverpool were given the trophy. But I also don't think it's morally correct if the season was cancelled and Liverpool missed out on the trophy. And if the teams, and I am a Chelsea fan, yeah, but I don't think it's morally correct if Liverpool would grasp that opportunity away from them, because that's not fair. And also it's not fair if Villa, Bournemouth and Norwich City get relegated, because they might have got out the relegation zone with the games left in the season. Also, it's not fair if them teams aren't promoted in the Championship when they've been working really hard towards that all season. That's my personal opinion. Some fans might disagree, and that's absolutely fine. And my opinion might change over the due course due to the news breaking, but I just don't think it'd be fair if Liverpool were just given the trophy, because every game needs to be played at the end of the day. And even though some fans might not like to admit it, yeah, Liverpool were doing great, but they could have stumbled up in the last couple of games. They haven't mathematically won it. So yeah, and as I said, it's not fair on the teams in the bottom half of the table. Also, obviously we don't know what's happening with the Champions League and stuff next season either, but obviously the top 4 positions might not even matter as much. But we're 4th, Manchester United are 5th, 3 points behind us. If another game was played and we lost and Manchester United won, they could go into 4th position, we could go into 5th. Now obviously we don't want that to happen, and I doubt it would. But obviously that wouldn't really be fair, would it, on Manchester United, because they could have finished 4th and got that Champions League position. But as I said, I don't know what's happening with the competitions next season and stuff. But these are all controversial matters, but that's my personal opinion. It just needs to be done fair, and I don't think there's any other fair way of doing it than resuming the season. Now, people are going to say, yeah, but the team levels aren't going to be up the same, but that's why there'd have to be at least a couple of months for teams to train up again, get fit, get used to being in the team again, because obviously this is a really mentally testing time for everybody as well, because if you've not been around many people and you've been in your house for a long period of time, suddenly go out again, that can be alarming and daunting. So that's why there'd have to be a period of time where players work together again for like 2 or 3 months just to get used to it again. But obviously, as I said, it's just all the time. But obviously the Euros have been postponed and stuff like that until next year and stuff, so all of this is going on. But me and my dad were having a discussion about this, and Dad made a fair point. They could resume the season whenever it happens and get all the games played in at least 1 or 2 months if they did 2 or 3 games a week. So if they knocked out all the other competitions, obviously, as has happened, and just focused on the Premier League for 1 or 2 months and got all the games done, could be wrapped up within 1 or 2 months. And then people are going to say, yeah, but what? So a Liverpool fan might come back and say, but Emma, hang on a minute, our form won't be the same. We've had all these months off. But that's why I'm saying there maybe should be 2 or 3 months where players can adjust to being back again, so it's fair. That's my opinion. You guys might disagree. I might even disagree with myself in a few weeks or a few days as the news breaks, but that's my personal opinion. It's going to be really interesting to see how this situation's handled, but at the end of the day, there's always going to be someone that's going to complain about it. Not everyone's going to be happy about this situation, whatever's decided. And it is controversial, but I think the season should be resumed. When that is, I don't know. It's got to be 100% safe to do so, though. Yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, just comment down below, guys. But everyone's got different opinions. But I personally think when it is safe to do so, the season should be resumed, and it's only fair on all the teams in the league and in the Championship. So yeah, because everyone's got to have a fair chance. And if they did just cancel the season, it would be really difficult, because how would the teams feel that are going to get relegated? How would the team feel? Because some fans might say, well, just start the season fresh again with all the teams that are in it now. But then that's not fair on the teams that are potentially going to come up. So it's really controversial, but that's my opinion. But yeah, as I said, if it was to be cancelled, it would be really difficult on the teams that were obviously that was potentially going to win it. It'd obviously be difficult on the bottom three teams, obviously on the teams that were going to come up. It's really difficult, but I personally feel like it does need to be resumed when it is safe to do so. And yeah, and obviously the TV rights need to be paid. Financial circumstances of clubs are an issue, but as I said, I do personally think that it should be resumed. Fans should be allowed back in the stadiums. It shouldn't be done behind closed doors. It has to be 100% safe to do so. But it has to be 100% safe for the players to play again anyways. They can't just be running around in a game behind closed doors because social distancing measures are in place. So yeah. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below all your opinions. This is a controversial subject, but I just want you guys to get involved and let me know what you think. But yeah, stay safe, everyone. Stay well. I love you all, and up the Chels. Thanks.